Hello everyone, and today I'm gonna be talking about solid state drives. And yeah, this presentation was made by me, Islomov I. So let's not waste any more time and let's get started. So first things first, what is HDD? HDD is an electromechanical data storage device that stores and retrieves data using magnetic storage and one or more rigid, rapidly rotating platters coated with magnetic material. Data is accessed in a random access manner, meaning that individual blocks of data can be stored and retrieved in any order. HDDs are type of non-volatile storage, retaining stored data even when powered off. So yeah, as you can see in this picture, the platters are paired with magnetic heads, usually arranged on a moving actuator arm, which read and write data to the platter surfaces. So yeah, what is SSD? It is a solid state storage device that uses integrated circuit assemblies to store data persistently, typically using flash memory and functioning as secondary storage in the hierarchy of computer storage. It is also sometimes called a solid state device or a solid state disk, even though SSDs lack the physical spinning disks and movable read-write heads used in hard disk drives and floppy disks as well. So let me present you development and history of storage media. So as you can see, punch cards were created in 1940s, then magnetic tapes in 1950, then hard drives introduced by IBM in 1956 and improved in 1960. And in 1995, M Systems introduced flash-based solid-state drives. They had the advantage of not requiring batteries to maintain the data in the memory, so required by the prior volatile memory systems, but were not as fast as the DRAM based. So let's talk about SSD structure. So let's start with its memory. It uses non-volatile NAND flash memory, and it has an ability to retain the data without a constant power supply, and it's lower cost compared to DRAM. Flash memory SSDs are slower than DRAM solution. NAND flash components come in densities from 1 gigabyte to 64 gigabytes per chip. NAND flash components have structures called pages and blocks. So the term following NAND flash refers to a non-volatile solid-state memory that retains data even when the power source is removed. NAND storage has specific properties that affect how long it will last. When data is written to a NAND cell, also known as programming, the data must be erased before new data can be written to that same cell. Controller. So flash controller includes the electronics that bridge the flash memory components to the SSD input-output interfaces. The controller is an embedded processor that executes firmware level software. Every SSD includes a controller, for example, an embedded processor that executes firmware level code and is one of the most important factors of SSD performance. So let's talk about its functions. So first, error correction, then bad block mapping, read disturb management, read and write caching, encryption. So here it is. Yeah, and now let's compare SSD to what is called HDD. Let's first compare its durability. SSDs are more durable, so yeah, here SSD wins. SSDs feature a non-mechanical design of NAND flash mounted on a circuit board and are shock resistant up to 1,500 grams to 0 to half milliseconds. Hard drives consist of various moving parts, making them susceptible to shock and damage. So, and here again, its speed. SSD wins. SSDs can have 100 times greater performance, almost instantaneous data access, quicker boot ups, faster file transfers, and overall snappier computing experience than hard drives. HDDs can only access the data faster the closer it is from the read-write heads, while all parts of the SSD can be accessed at once. So yeah, here SSD wins again. So let's compare power consumption. Of course, SSD wins here as well. SSDs use significantly less power at peak load than the hard drives, less than 2 watts versus 6 watts for an HDD. their their energy efficiency can deliver longer battery lives in notebooks, less power strain on system, and a cooler computing environment. And yeah, SSD wins again. When we compare its weights, SSDs also are lighter. So flash-based SSDs weigh considerably less than hard drives, only 77 grams versus 70, 52 grams in average for HDDs. SSDs won't weigh down your notebook when you're on the go or your desktop when rearranging your office. Energy efficiency. Of course, SSDs are cooler. As an energy efficient storage upgrade for your desktop or laptop, SSDs require very little power to operate. That translates into significantly less heat output by your system. So SSD wins here as well. SSDs are quieter, so SSD is pretty much do not loses until here. So with no moving parts, SSDs run at near silent operation and never disturb your computing experience during gaming or watching movies, unlike loud whirring hard disk drives because it has an actuator. So the only thing where SSDs has a disadvantage compared to HDD is price. They're more expensive than traditional hard drives, and they currently offer less storage space than traditional hard drives, but it is changing. And in the future, SSDs will have, of course, more storage and will give a better price than HDDs. Well, SSDs are already giving the same amount of storage as HDDs right now, but the prices are still higher than HDDs. Flash memory SSDs are slower than DRAM solution. So here is an SSD. So let's talk about its applications of SSD. We all use it on our desktop computers, laptops, and ultrabooks, HD camcorders, smart TVs, set-top boxes, mobile phones, and servers. So let's conclude. It has a better performance, better speed. Random access time is 0.1 milliseconds compared to 5 to 10 milliseconds. It has a read time latency very low compared to HDD, which has it very high. So it is more reliable than HDD, and SSDs have no moving parts to fail mechanically, whereas HDDs have moving parts and are subject to sudden failure. And SSDs are small and lightweight, which is very crucial compared to relatively large and heavy HDDs. And till now, SSDs are available in pretty much the same amount of storage that offers HDDs, but prices are still higher than HDD and and if you consider that SSDs are getting cheaper year by year, so you can see that HDDs someday will be in history. Yeah, and the power consumption of SSDs is 2 watts compared to 6 to 12 watts. So thank you so much for watching, and if you saw this presentation, then smash the like button so I can get a better grade, and yeah, see you next time.